Okay, Coach, it is always a celebration here in New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Giants and the New Orleans Saints. That's fielded in the end zone.
On first down, Rodgers.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
258. 50.
A quick throw. Here's Shepard. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise, as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
Let's go.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Check nickel.
Now White. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Randy Gregory just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
We got to step it up. 56 to Mike, boys. 56.
Now White. Got his man. That's the Pro Bowler Julio Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains. They'll run on first down. Jefferson. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
At the 46-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Single, single. Single, single. Watch 10, watch 10. Come on, watch 10, watch 10.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up. Don't get nervous. Ready, go. Wahoo.
Here's White. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way, just reached up and pulled it in, had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
On first down, Jefferson. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 4-yard line.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
You got nothing today. You got nothing. Kill. Let him roll. West. Check 99. Check 99.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Lutz with the extra point, and they take the lead here at 7-6. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Just like that.
They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Rodgers now to throw. He completes it to Evans. 13 yards, good for a Giant first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
319.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
319.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now Saquon Barkley, and he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Planet 319.
Let's go, D.
Back north.
12 line, 12 line.
Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop. Check.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Sheldon Rankins in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on the punt. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Jordan Thomas, the one he was looking for. And now it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, you need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8.
Stay with your man.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, Greedy Williams picks it off. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
Motion out of the backfield. Motion out of the backfield. Mike's 56. Mike's 56.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Zoom, zoom.
On 1st and 10, White. This complete to Jones. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. White is just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back.
Now
White on third down. And that's caught by Smith. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Cut.
Check. Magic.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest game, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
On second down, Jefferson. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day. Go, you got motion man. You got motion man right there. Watch 36.
To throw is White. To throw on third down. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 34-yard line.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, first and 10 at the 34. They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Now White with a first down throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Michael Thomas, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's up. It's good. Our score 14-6. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 17 yards and a Giant first down. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And this is caught by Evans. And he's got this down to the 35. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Rodgers. He finds his target. It's Evans. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Rodgers now on first down. And his throw here is incomplete. The intended target, Saquon Barkley, but it's going to be second down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again. Rodgers gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And the lead is cut to 1 at 14-13. So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Drop deep, drop deep. Check them. Let it go.
And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 32-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
To throw on 3rd down, White. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive of the 2nd half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a 2-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Good shot, baby. That's a baby shot.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And an alley to run. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A tremendous play there from Saquon Barkley. 61 yards that time on the ground. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Shotgun now for Rodgers. The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And Barkley will try to punch it in, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Giants are going to jump back in front. So he's in for his 3rd score of the game, and defense probably saying, man, we don't want to see this guy for a long time.
It's bad enough when anyone scores a touchdown against you, but for one person to get 3, it almost sets him apart from the rest of the game, and no one likes to see any of those players on a pedestal, not from the defensive point of view.
It's complete, and he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Motion. Out
of the gun, it's White. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. And he'll give it here to his running back. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on second and long, but it worked out for him.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
On third down, White. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. That's caught inside the 20. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants' side of the field. It's a big play there for the Saints. 41 yards.
For the Saints, first down. First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on first and 10.
You got tight. You got tight right there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
On second down now, Dupree. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. To throw, White. And this one complete to Reed. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. A loss of 2 there, second down. Well, you throw it this close to the goal line, usually you're thinking touchdown. Here they actually complete it but lose yardage.
When you're this close to the goal line, you have to anticipate that maybe you're going to see a defense that you can make a case that there's 11 in the box. There's just no room. So I'm with you. You've got to find a way to push things downfield a little bit. Any type of space is better than what we just saw there. And that end result, not one that's satisfactory to them.
They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal.
Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A 3-yard touchdown run as they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And this is now a 1-point game. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them.
And this is going to be intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll run on first down. Dupree. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. We often give credit to the O-line there. Two tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
It's outside, guys. It's outside.
White. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
The Saints on third down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 16.
Check 50. Check 50. Mike, check 59.
The play fake. Now White. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter. Lutz good on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Come on, dude.
They'll go to Barkley again. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
The Giants on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And some room to roam now. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 34 yards there and a first down.
Well, sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big third down conversion. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. First down for the Giants as they pick up 12. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now it's Barkley. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Saints' 3-yard line.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And they're knocking on the door. 2nd and goal now in a 1-score game. On 2nd down, Barkley. And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. A 3-yard touchdown run as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Critical extra point up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. Then a short kick, taking it about the 16. And what a return. He's all the way down to the 30.
Well, so much for the worry about how they would be after losing their lead. What a big-time return to seize the momentum back.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, watch it, watch it.
On 1st down, Jefferson. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. The Saints 1st down there on a gain of 11.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Right back to him on first down. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on first and goal. And to give this time to the tailback. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal.
Here I come. Here I come. Here I come.
They'll try to run this one in. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. They've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? They'll try to run this one in. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I think we just saw an example of a game situation that I know is discussed, practiced to the nth degree, go right out the window, and a chance to win the game as well.
Yeah, protect the football. On the other side, you're taught to get in there and rake it out. They did just that.
I mean, they go over this starting in OTAs and mini camps. You go through these situations, and that's the way a lot of teams like to end practice. Finish it off with this type of a drive, kick the game-winning field goal. Everyone feels good and heads to the locker room. In this case, though, they're not going to feel so great about it.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. The last run got 6. Now second and 4. Back to throw. Rodgers. Johnson's got it complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one good for 26 and a first down. Throwing now is Rodgers.
They're probably about one big play from getting into field goal range. I'd go with a 2-deep coverage, make sure my safeties are back to cover all of the field deep.
And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down. They work again from the 38 on second and 10. Rodgers to throw. Evans has it left side. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
It's in the 4th quarter down in Miami. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they hold on, a victory there would be their 3rd of the year. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team... team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Switch up, switch up.
First throw of overtime for Rodgers. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Evans. The 30, the 20, and he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Giants, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.